I was genuinely so happy for them.
Yeah.
And I was excited for them, and I feel very lucky where I'm still friends with a lot of them. I am friends with a lot of them. It's something we just didn't really talk about for a while.
Yeah.
As a group, but finally did. But I still remember also so many of them reached out so passionately and like
They were like, we would have loved to have brought you, and this wasn't on the city.
it came down to a lot of factors, and those factors worked against me, and it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And so, but
I worked with a girl once when I was a sports writer, one of the interns. We were watching, it was like lunch break, and we were watching, they're like installing a glass window across the street. And we're kind of watching this, we're like, that looks a little precarious. And this girl goes, just my luck, I'd be walking right underneath it and they'd drop it. And I was like, just your luck, you'd be murdered by glass? That's your, how bad do you think your luck is? That, yeah. And the reason I bring that up is because there's that woe is me kind of thing, that we all have. So we're going to toss it to a break for a second, then we're going to come back with the Coca-Cola story, which is really one of the greatest stories ever told. We're going to tell it right here. You're listening to Failing Forward with Steve Hofstetter. That's me, and my guest, Danny Jollis. And come right back after this. Let's talk about Coca-Cola. Let's hope Coca-Cola does not sponsor this show, because we need to discuss it.
I've very openly discussed this. This one I've discussed. The first story, I will say those are my friends.
And that's more difficult.
It is difficult because truly, and I will make this point at the very end about how important your friends are and how important it is to root for your friends. But it wasn't their call. I have nothing but love for them. And I still, to this day, am so proud of what we did in that room.
And that is wonderfully sweet. And now let's talk about Coca-Cola.
I don't give a fuck about Coca-Cola.
All right, let's talk about it.
Fuck themselves.
Let's hear what they did to you. So, I'm gonna set the stage here.
Yeah.
You moved to LA. We moved right around the same time.
Yes.
We knew each other in New York, and you moved a couple months before.
Yes.
How long were you in LA before you got the Coca-Cola job?
So,
a couple weeks? A couple months?
Month or two.
It was right away.
I wasn't even fully moved. Like I was still in the middle of being like, I'm gonna come out here for pilot season, which is a dumb thing to do. But that's like the season where they in theory cast shows.
Right. Where they cast shows with the people they already know they were going to work with.
It's a lie of the industry, but but I came out here, but I was excited. I had for the first time somebody was hip pocketing me, which is when somebody represents you but they don't.
Yeah, hip pocketing it's funny because you get excited about it when it first happens to you, but really it's a horrible practice. Hip pocketing is an agent representing you but not fully, so they get to make money off of you, but if things don't work out, they're not tied to you.
Yes. And it basically gives them the ability to be like, it gives you the ability to have somebody from a big place reach out, which does add a lot.
Sure.
And it gives you a feel for that, but it also gives them the ability to not really do much.
It's such a one-sided.
And then if you book something,
then they're immediately like, take money.
well, we're already working with you, and then they sign you, and you're like, oh, I guess. So
even if you book something independent of them.
And in defense of representation, it's a practice that's been mostly gone away with in the past couple of years because reps call themselves out incentives. So most assistants now aren't on it.
Okay.
So I'm after for a couple months. If that's going badly, but
you audition.
I audition for commercials, and that is the one world I'm able to get into. And I auditioned for this Coca-Cola campaign.
And they're a big brand.
Coca-Cola is big. It was so big that, in fact, I believe initially I was not told what brand it was.
Wow,
it was secretive. It was a secret
one
brand.
One of those things when, and so you know it's big. You know it's either big or you're auditioning to be something awful like the military.
I knew it was something where I was like, this is a big company.
This is your chance to be the Verizon guy, to be Jared from Subway without the one station, to be...
Sure. And, and at this point, I remember but I also remember, like, commercial auditions you do a lot of.
Sure.
And most of them go nowhere.
I have done a few of them. I don't do them anymore because...
I still do them. I still love doing commercial. I actually think it's very fun practice.
Yeah, but the audition process of it is such part of it. most of them, they bring in 1,000 people, and they have you write for them unpaid because they go, you know what? Let's do away with the script for a second, and why don't you just kind of riff, and then they just jot down all your funny ideas.
Oh, sure.
And don't pay you for it.
They'll do a ton of that stuff, but I love it because, particularly for young actors, it's a great way to practice going into auditioning, and you can really throw it away because the odds of you getting there so slim that I would go in and just be like, whatever.
Do whatever you want.
So have a good time with it.
Yeah, so I go in for this one. I remember in the room being like, I'm killing it. Like, it was so good in the room.
It felt great.
Felt good.
Okay.
I leave the
How
room.
often does that happen?
And that's not too often will you feel them audibly be like, this is great. Like they're saying stuff. But you can feel them being like, we're breaking our casting director serious relationship to be like, what you're doing right now is something we've been looking for. Like you could feel the lady was like, this you're doing right.
This is it. This is what we want.
And so I remember leaving
This
the
is
room.
what we assume we want right now until I don't want to move this.
Well, but it's just for her.
Yeah.
And then I think an hour or two later, I get a call from my agent, and she was like, "You need to go back. They want to see you again."
That is. I mean, that's a okay. I think I got this.
It just meant that was serious. It just meant something serious.
Quick. Like that quick that's a big.
Yes, I remember being like, I thought so. I remember. I mean, it was actually just like gratifying to be like, yeah, I thought that went well.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she wasn't bullshitting me.
Right.
And so I come back. She is Lindsay Ross. Can I look at? I want to look up her name, but she's one of my favorite people, and she has these two dogs that she's living with. And she comes out of the room, and she grabs me in the hall, and she's like, "Listen, this is what they're looking for. Give them this." She was coaching me through it.
Yeah.
I go in there.
So that's the casting director coaching you through what the client wants.